Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone. I'm Jason Salzman.
And I'm Neely Soodle.
And this is your #1 source for Native American television news.
Native News Today.
Absolutely. We have a great program lined up this week. And right off the bat, I want to say for everybody out there, the viewers, last week we had a rerun show. And it was we received notification from our parent station there, CW19, News on 6, Griffin Communications. It was an error on their end that caused that in their traffic, in their master control there. So we just wanted to pass along their apologies to us. They're going to make it right. So you might even see an extra episode of Native News Today here coming up soon, but definitely was out of our control. But now we have a great new show ready to go, and glad to be back with them.
Yes, that's right, and we have a lot lined up for you, and a lot of timely stories that have to do with the Christmas season. Yes,
absolutely. A lot of things going on around this time of year with giving and philanthropy. You know, you have coat drives, toy drives. Also, we'll be talking about the listening meeting recently with the White House Initiative that came through Tulsa. We got a new feature on the new Muscogee Creek Nation mobile app. So a lot of things going on, including some politics out there, especially today.
Yes, and today is an important day for the Muscogee Creek Nation. We have the second chief election going on, so we want to encourage everyone to get out and vote.
Definitely. Had a great turnout at the forum last week, and we'll have a few things from you on that on YouTube and on Facebook. So I'm sure a lot of you have already seen that out there, and we want to thank Muscogee Media Video Team doing a great job. Jared Moore specifically doing a wonderful job putting that together. So a lot of information out there for the citizens, and we definitely hope that all of you are going out in droves today. We want to see a good number today from the polls.
Yeah, that's right, and it's also on the website for a lot of you who haven't seen the candidate forum and want to make that last-minute decision. You can go to our website and get a look at some of the candidates or all of the candidates.
Yeah, and always check out our Facebook page. That's what it's there for, you know, to get that kind of exclusive content. So Neely mentioned the coat drive going on this time of year. We'll be back with some special guests in studio right after this first break to talk about that.
Daniels in Ogitskish, Bonshongi Benoat, Bomio, Boshomizatlish.
Momesh, Harishongigo Imongin, Hobidagi, Ani Omaga, Bomaha Hoye, Imongin Oma, Bonshomegigosh. For more information about Muscogee language preservation, please call us at 918-732-7724.
I'm Principal Chief George Tiger of the Muscogee Creek Nation with my good friend Anthony Phillips. As a consensus All-American, an academic All-American, and a national champion at the University of Oklahoma, Anthony knows the importance of balancing the athletic and academic arenas.
That's right, Chief. Statistics show that student athletes are more goal-oriented and are higher achievers in school. Success requires a balanced approach and plenty of support.
The Muscogee Creek Nation supports our student athletes.
Jahojefkat Paul Fixakodos. Ich kann nagat tekobache mikusap kajokon man amikusap kajokodos. I'm able to preach in English and Muscogee, our language too. So there's not many that does that today. When I was growing up, that's all we had, Muscogee language, and that's all they preach. I could talk my language when I was small. When I grew up, I could understand what they were saying. We don't want to lose that, language, especially our songs, our native songs and the Muscogee hymns. We want to keep them.
The Muscogee language has always been a part of my life, and so I grew up speaking the language, and I've used it throughout my life. I found that people were interested in learning the language and wanting to revitalize it. The language immersion method of teaching is one that I'm comfortable with. It's a way of reconnecting with our histories and our cultures, and to give this gift or pass this gift on to our children. Mado. Hadam Chihijahlis.
Bumagasham gadat, ibufanga, Nage, Adigat, Bunhayadi, Omega, Ajayidet Omis.
Diosnok, that's true. Throughout the generations, our elders have taught us to preserve, share, and more importantly, protect the abundant natural resources we have here in Oklahoma. We are the original environmentalists and protector of these resources. The Muscogee Creek Nation believes tribal and state governments must work together to ensure future generations will have clean air and clean water as the ultimate legacy. What is good for Oklahoma tribal nations is good for all Oklahomans. Remember, tribes are truly the original Oklahomans.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muscogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
Welcome back to Native News Today. Myself, Jason Salzman, along with Neely Soodle, and we have some very special guests with us today in studio. We have members of the College of the Muscogee Nation Student Senate, and you are?
April Harley.
And who do you have with you here?
I have Vincent Wolf.
All right.
He is the treasury of the Student Senate.
All right, and you guys, we're here today. You know, it's holiday time, lots of things going on, and you actually, April, had an idea for the Student Senate to really get behind, and that's what we're talking about here today.
Yes. We have our coat drive, and it'll be starting December 1st, and it'll go through January 15th. We're collecting gently used or new coats, winter coats or winter items. Okay. The first donation will go to the Murrow's Indian Children's Home.
Great, wonderful.
Why did you guys pick the Murrow Indian Children's Home? I know.
We picked them because we know that Creek Nation has helped them, and we wanted to help someone, and we also will be helping other places. We'll give some to Reintegration after we gave them all the Murrow Indian Children's Organization, their coats.
That's great too, because there's lots of tribal departments around this time of year, like we said, that are doing different things, and really nobody thinks about it, but it's always toys. You know, it seems like toys or something like that, but people forget it's cold in December and January. Yeah. You know, something we may not take, you know, think about a lot is having a warm coat. You know, that must have been part of your thinking, that some people out there aren't as fortunate, you know?
Yes, we sat and we was sitting there and wondering, what can we do? What can we do for our community? And so we thought of Murrow's Indian Children's Home, and we thought, you know, we could donate these jackets to them, and it could be a Christmas gift, something that we can help out our community with. Yeah.
Now, how does this work, and how can someone donate? Can anyone donate?
Yes, anyone can donate. We have locations set up around the complex. We have 2 boxes set up at the College of Muscogee Nation, and we also have one at the Executive Building, the Office of Child Care, the Education and Training Building, the Citizenship, and yeah, that's it.
Man, that's a lot of places.
Yeah.
Have you been getting a good response? And I know we just started on Monday, but we're now a week into it about.
Yes, we've got a few coats.
See here?
Yes, we've got a few coats so far, so it's going good so far.
I know you guys got to be pleased with it, like you said. And it seems at College of Muscogee Nation there's always so much happening like this, events. You guys really, the student body is really invested in not only going to school, getting their education, but also, you know, being a part of the community. I think that goes along with what you guys are trying to do with the Student Senate. Can you talk to us a little bit about the Student Senate and just really what goes into it?
Yes. The Student Senate, we're a government, and we try and help out our community. We also had an angel tree that's going on, and we'll be drawing the winner for today. And that that is going to the Muscogee Creek Nation Angel Tree. We are the other organizations or clubs at the College of Muscogee Nation. They will give their information to us, and we will approve it. And we're just trying to make more student involvement on campus.
And you guys are really working together too, like you said. It really helps when you got a large group like that.
Yeah, it's also, you know, teamwork, and, you know, he's here to support you with this coat drive here.
Yes.
Okay.
We have great support from faculty and students.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing that the college, like I said, so many different avenues to get involved. Whether you're in, you know, I know there's a big NASA organization at just about every college that there is. You guys have really seemed to kind of duplicate that in a great way. And our college, really, in the grand scheme of things, still in that infancy stage, you know, and just working to get accredited. I mean, do you kind of see, too, how things like the Student Senate and having really a campus life and campus atmosphere really helps that accreditation too? I mean, it's got to look good.
Yes, it does. I've seen the school from when it was just a few students to now we've got more students, more involvement. We have activities after school, movie nights. We have all that stuff.
Yeah, and actually having to build, you know, it seems like every month we're having to like maybe try to come up with something else, or there's so many students, and we're building, you know, housing for them. We're building a nice, beautiful new student union center and everything like that. So I know you guys are excited about that. Tell us one more time before we let you guys get down the road what people can do to kind of get these coats in these boxes.
We have emails. We've been sending out our flyers. You can, our locations are on all the flyers, the deadline's on there, and that's January 15th. Okay. And you can use a new coat, gently used coat. We'll accept them all, or any winter items, gloves, you know, hats. We will accept them. We can wash them, so don't have to worry about that. Yeah. We'll take care of it.
Well, how are the recipients going to get these?
We will deliver them to them personally.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Coats on wheels.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Neely, you have anything to add?
No, unless Vince forgot to tell her what to say.
Vince whispered in her ear.
The tourism department will also be giving us coats today.
Oh, great! Yes.
They'll be giving us.
So you kind of got a jump start on.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's even more coats to go around.
And even more of a a way that the Mvskoke Creek Nation, different departments and things like that working together. It's really neat, and like I said, that segues us right into our next. The Reintegration Program is actually having a toy drive of their own, so definitely want to get people out there aware of that too. All the great work that you guys are doing. April, Vince, thanks for being with us today from the Student Senate. Be looking to do a lot more things with you guys in the future. Some bright, up-and-coming Muscogee education in the field of education. They might go on to be teachers. I don't know. Maybe, you never know, right? But doing a great job with these events, and also definitely get a hold of them if you want to donate a coat. Guys, thanks for being with us, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Love having y'all.
Thank you.
All right, and as I said, the Reintegration Program, getting toys ready, and I went down and visited with them, and definitely wanted to publicize this and let everybody out there, if you want a chance to donate a toy for the toy drive, please do that.
The Reintegration Toy Drive is in its 7th year this year, we're proud to say, and we early on we saw that children of incarcerated families were a lot of times left out. And of course a lot of other families were too. So we decided to come up with a toy drive, and it started out for children of incarcerated families. But since then it has really grown to include any needy child within our area that may not have a Christmas. So what we do is we solicit new unwrapped toys through various functions to give out on Christmas. because, you know, Christmas is a season of giving, and it's all about giving to other people and making sure that especially our kids have a good Christmas. It just makes us feel good to be able to give back, you know, as a servant's heart. I think everybody here, and I can speak for everybody here who feels that way, that it's much more rewarding to be able to give back and make a difference in the lives of our people. So with that being said, we just want to take on this, you know, as many things as we can, just make our community, make our nation stronger and better, and protect the outcomes of our children. We have drop-off locations at the Mound Building in Okmulgee, at the complex, also at the Human Development Building. Off-site, we have drop-off locations at Sharp's Department Store and Warehouse Market on 8th Street. And anybody can drop off a new unwrapped toy here at the reintegration offices in Henrietta. We will take donations all the way through December the 12th. And after that, then we start seeing how many we have. We start, the people that we have on our list, we'll take care of them first. And then as we get names of children that come in, then we'll also take care of those as we have extras. And we always do have extra. It's always good to see an abundance of toys that's donated, and we're able to give to as many people as we can. And we also like to take on special projects from time to time. So we're working on a special project where we can go down and Santa Claus and the elves will be there, Mrs. Claus, and just have a good time, just have a good Christmas dinner and celebrate with some of our native children.
And still a lot of time to get out to give to the toy drive for the reintegration program. Great things going on there, and a lot of great things coming from the White House. They have an education initiative coming to Native country, so a lot of listening sessions is going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically like a little tour around the country. They're making stops, and thankfully for us, they made a stop right here in Creek Country in Tulsa. I went up actually to cover this listening meeting. William Mendoza, who's the executive director there of the White House Initiative on American Indian and Alaskan Native Education, he made a stop there at the Learning Center in Tulsa. So I went up, Principal Chief kind of gave some remarks at the beginning. We had our educational officials from the Muscogee Creek Nation there. Dr. Johnson, great topics. You know, like they said, they're talking about the way students are impacted by mascots and bullying and things like that. So really a good roundtable, and it really was a listening meeting. They were listening to the input from folks. So I was really glad to be there.
We've in Tulsa Public Schools in particular, we're asked by Mr. Mendoza and his staff to host a listening session, a White House Initiative listening session, and we've asked students, we've asked coordinators, we've asked administrators, we've asked teachers, we've asked parents to come in and be a part of this Native American listening session, voice any concerns that they might have in the direction we're going in terms of education in general, and Indian education in particular.
It's so important to talk about what our American Indian Alaska Natives are experiencing within the schools, and especially how that school environment affects their learning, and everything from school bullying to school discipline, and the notion of imagery and symbolism in schools has an effect on Native students. So how are those challenges impacting their safe and welcoming learning environment, and what are some of the opportunities that we can leverage based off of those challenges? That's really what we're here to talk about and to hear foremost from the youth themselves. This tour has really met in many ways and exceeded our expectations for what we're hearing from parents and families, and especially those youth. What we're hearing is that huge challenges, so that students feel that there are real implications to them raising these issues within their communities, whether they're talking about school discipline or bullying or their concerns for the curriculum, and especially this idea of mascots, where it bleeds into extracurricular activities, and they feel really alienated in those environments and feel like they don't have recourse, that they don't have voice to be able to affect their concerns in those areas. And so hearing those are really, really tough. They're really emotional accounts of how these issues are affecting them, and a lot of a call for reaching beyond and creating partnerships with communities, whether it's school boards, whether it's municipalities, and of course bringing tribal leaders into the conversation to really address this in a proactive way are some of the general themes that we're hearing about. I think across the country, in the cities that we've been able to visit, 7 cities or 9 cities in 7 states over the past 45 days, we've seen positive practices experiences, you know, looking at tiered support systems for students, looking at creating more welcoming environments for parents and families to help influence and support their students in stronger ways, looking at tribes, you know, trying to partner with school districts, whether it's at the state level or the school level, and at the school district level, really providing resources and content and trying to, you know, really enhance the students' experiences there to support schools in many of the ways that schools and tribes share together, and to address the uniqueness about those students too, to better support them. On a day in, day out basis, they may be, especially in the communities we're talking to on this listening tour, they may be the only student. They may have you know, access to their culture, or they may not, and either way they're yearning for having you know, what their experiences are valued within school, have it be reflected in the teaching. And so whether it's content or resources or the strategies to address their unique needs, that's what students are really talking to us about. They value who they are as a people, and they think that and believe that they have something to offer to the schools and to the other students who are non-native per se, and so they want that to be reflected within their experience. They want to be treated equally and equitably. They don't want to be treated less than or better than in any way. They're only asking for what is fair and what is just, and so that's the other part of this, is that you know, regardless of their age, they're articulating this at you know, every level. We had a young man talk about his hair and how children are grabbing his hair and pulling at his hair, and teachers only chalking that up to you know, kids' behavior, and so how are we protecting that? How are we making sure that student is not bullied on a regular basis and called a girl and criticized for having long hair, or even told to cut his hair from adult officials? So that's kind of some of the challenges that our students face on a daily basis.
Okay, a lot of good listening going on up there as it pertains to Indian education. And speaking of listening, now you can listen to the beautiful Muscogee language on your iPhone or tablet there, devices with the Mvskoke Creek Nation Language App.
That's exciting, especially for those who really want to start learning about the language. And a lot of folks, you know, there's not a lot out there of people that know how to speak the language, so this is a helpful tool.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, you know, I think Chief Tiger, you know, says it a lot, but a lot of other people have gotten up, or a lot of our elders, and said, you know, when we lose our language, we basically lose our tribe. You know, that's our identity, and so
that's a strong statement too.
It is. I mean, very much so, and it grabs your attention because you want to be able to learn it and things like that. And so, when you go on this app, you can actually see in the story. It's very user friendly, and it's what I like about it is you see the word and you hear the word, and so it's able to, and it's things you see in everyday life.
For
so you're
all
able
ages.
to use, yes, absolutely, use it conversationally. The Mvskoke Creek Nation app. The Muscogee language has never been more accessible. Thanks to efforts from the tribe's IT department and language preservation offices, you can have all you need to learn and speak Muscogee right in the palm of your hand with the development of the all-new language app for mobile devices. Language instructor Rebecca Barnett talked about the development stage and what the process was like.
It's been very interesting working on it. Going through the words, making sure everything was right, and making it interesting for children, adults, and it was a long process.
Barnett also talked about the challenges of producing a consistent product with all the varieties of Muscogee dialect.
You know, as speakers, we all speak different. So we had to make sure that it was consistent. And that was sitting around a round table discussing all the words and making sure that it was right. So yeah, it was a pretty long process.
She also mentioned how important it was to reach kids, and mobile devices are now the way.
Well, nowadays, kids doesn't pick up a book. They're going to pick up iPads, iPhones. I have a grandbaby that uses an iPad. So moving into the technology part of it, that's where we're at. Kindergartners are starting to use iPads. And it's all technology now, so in order to reach them, it had to be through that.
The language department is very pleased so far with the excellent reviews they've heard and how far the app has reached.
The feedback that we have, it's been excellent. Children's been looking at it, been going on it, even adults when we went to that workshop in Alaska, they were showing it there. So I had a lot of questions asked about it, and they was wanting to try it. And we told them it was one way of teaching our children besides going into books, because you can read a whole novel on the computer now. So for them, that was, they said they wanted to try it, and I had pretty good feedback from other tribes, and this was like way up there in Alaska. So yeah, they want to try it.
The next step is getting the app into schools, sharing and promoting the Muscogee language in our communities.
That's our next step, probably, is going into schools. We want every school, but we did contact the schools and tell them that it was on the app. We contacted the schools that we used to teach at and let them know that they're there. And I think it's out there, because most people are asking, you know, we saw you on the app, we've seen those words, we've been looking at it.
And that'll wrap it up for this Saturday's edition of Native News Today. And we have a lot of great stories that we're working on coming up for next Saturday. We have the lobbyist story. I went on a recent visit with Chief Tiger and Dr. Bo Colbert as they spent the afternoon with some of our lobbyists in Washington. So I'll have a story about that. Okay. Also, we have election.
We have the election coming up today, actually, second chief election. There's still a lot of time to get out to the polls. I think they close at 7 o'clock. I don't know if that's right, but I think it's always been around 7 o'clock. So you got time to get out and vote. There's voting initiatives going on where, you know, people are, you know, going to get, you know, voters, stuff like that. So it's really cool, and you know, it's something that everybody's excited about. So we're excited about it too.
That's right, and we're also excited about the activity going on at the River Spirit Casino. You and I both had a chance to get out there and get a bird's eye view of what's going on out there, and a lot of people have been excited about that, and so we'll be able to share what's going on there.
What's cool too is the perks of our job. You know, you and I not only got the bird's eye view, but we stood there with Mr. Pat Crofts, you know, who's the CEO of our River Spirit operations and things like that, and he gave us basically a play-by-play of what's going on and the dirt moving and what they're doing and things like that, and you know, a little bit of an insight, and we'll be able to give, you know, that information when we run the story. So I'm excited about that. And as I said, if you guys go to our Facebook page, you can always see, you know, exclusive content, things like that. There's stuff still on there that doesn't make the show. So, you know, it's really cool to be able to go on there and access that. So go to our Facebook, go to our Twitter, go to our YouTube channel. Tell all your friends.
Get out and vote, too.
Yeah, get out and vote. We need to get that voting number up and want to see it that way. So you guys have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday.